Stop. Everything you think you know about the balance of power in Formula One may be about to change. Because what I'm about to tell you could shake Red Bull to its core, redefine Aston Martin's future, and put Max Verstappen's entire career trajectory into question. This is not social media noise. This is not paddock gossip recycled for clicks. This is real, and it's happening now. Aston Martin is in active negotiations to hire Gianpiero Lambiase, Red Bull's head of race operations, and Max Verstappen's personal race engineer. Yes, that Gianpiero Lambiase, the voice in Max's ear, the man who controls the chaos, the only person who truly understands how Verstappen operates under pressure. And if this change happens, Formula One will never be the same again. Let's go back to Abu Dhabi, the end of the 2025 season, the title on the line. Max Verstappen loses the championship to Lando Norris, a painful defeat after one of the most intense title battles of the hybrid era. And then comes the radio message. We hear Gianpiero Lambiase, visibly emotional, telling Max to keep his head up, and Max responds with a sentence that immediately sent shockwaves through the paddock. "We showed them one last time who's in charge." That didn't sound like frustration. That didn't sound like anger. It sounded like a farewell. And on the pit wall, cameras caught Lambiase clearly emotional, something we almost never see. At that moment, people inside the paddock began asking a dangerous question. Was that the end of an era? Because Lambiase is not just a race engineer. He's a strategist, a confidant, an emotional pillar. He is the only person capable of confronting Max Verstappen in the middle of battle and still being there the next day. Max himself has made this very clear. In several interviews, Verstappen has stated that if he could no longer work with Gianpiero Lambiase, he would simply stop. He wouldn't change teams. He wouldn't negotiate. He would stop. That's the level of this partnership, and that's why the next part is so important. If you agree with Max staying at Red Bull Racing, leave a like on the video as a sign of support. According to multiple paddock sources, Aston Martin has offered Lambiase a senior leadership role in Silverstone. This is not a lateral move, but a position of real power starting in 2026. And this is where the story becomes explosive. If he accepts, Lambiase would work again with Adrian Newey. Yes, Adrian Newey, the most successful designer in Formula One history, the architect of Red Bull's dominance. Now, the leader of Aston Martin's 2026 project, fully focused on the new regulation. Newey on design, Lambiase on race operations and strategy. This is not a coincidence. This is a power move. Aston Martin is no longer rebuilding. They are assembling a super team, and Red Bull knows exactly what that means. Because if Lambiase leaves, Red Bull doesn't lose just an engineer. They lose institutional memory. They lose emotional stability. They lose the bridge between the pit wall and the most demanding driver on the grid. And suddenly, the question no one wants to ask becomes unavoidable. Does Max Verstappen stay at Red Bull without Gianpiero Lambiase? No one is saying Max is negotiating. No one is saying he's leaving tomorrow. But in Formula One, silence is never accidental. Now, let's make one thing very clear. Despite losing the title, 2025 was not a weak season for Max Verstappen. Quite the opposite. Former Formula One driver Jolyon Palmer named Verstappen the best driver of the season. And the numbers back that up. If you agree with him and believe Max was the best driver of the year, leave a like on the video as a sign of support. Let's go. Max finished just 2 points behind Lando Norris. At one point, he was 104 points behind the leader, and still won more races than any other driver. Palmer said there is practically no debate. He called the season incredible, marked by resilience, aggression, and precision. And then came Brazil. For the first time in his career, Verstappen was eliminated in Q1. He started from the pit lane and still finished on the podium, third place, against all expectation. That wasn't damage control. That was dominance under pressure. And that's exactly why the Lambiase situation is so important. because 2026 is not just another season. It's a reset. New engines, new aerodynamics, new hierarchy, and Aston Martin is stacking the deck with money, infrastructure, and now, possibly, the minds that built Red Bull's golden era. If Lambiase leaves, it doesn't just hurt Red Bull, it changes the balance of power in Formula One for the next decade. So I'll leave you with this question. If Gianpiero Lambiase leaves Red Bull, does that mark the beginning of the end of Max Verstappen's time with the team? Or does it ignite something even more dangerous inside Red Bull? I want to know your opinion in the comments, because this story is still far from over, not even close.